Now let's see this concept of Hamilton cycle. Hamilton cycle in a graph G is a cycle that passes through each vertex exactly once. So now if you try to have a, so you look at this graph. Now if you have a cycle, so what is the cycle? It should start and end at the same vertex, right? Now it should start here, you can start anywhere, and then it should pass through all the vertices, and it should come back, but then it should pass through them exactly once. Now if you have any such any such cycle, then it is called as Hamilton cycle. Now if a graph has a Hamilton cycle, it is called as Hamiltonian graph. Now this graph is having that cycle, therefore it is called as Hamiltonian. Now what about this one? See this, I can start from this and I can go here, cover this, right? So if you see this, there is no requirement that you should cover even the edges. Only requirement is that you should cover all the vertices, and also you should cover them exactly once, not 2 times. Got it? Okay. So it is not necessary that every graph should have a Hamiltonian cycle. So if you see this, let us say there is a graph like this. Now if you take this graph, there is no way we can have a cycle in this in such a way that a vertex is covered exactly once, all vertex are covered exactly once. In fact, for this entire graph there is no cycle, right? Because if you see this from here to here, there is only one path. So if you have more than one pass, then only you will be having a cycle, right? So see this, between this, if you are trying to cross this, there is no cycle here. So, or if you want to check it, you start from here and you can try go this way, and once you go this way, again in order to cover these vertices, you might have to come back, or again in order to come back to the vertex where you started, you might have to cross them again. Therefore in this graph there is no Hamilton cycle, and every graph need not be Hamiltonian, right? But then there are some sufficient conditions which you can check. So one condition is this: if capital G equal to V comma E is a simple graph having n vertices, and for each vertex V belongs to V, we have degree of V is greater than or equal to n by 2, then G is Hamiltonian. So what they are trying to say is, if there is a graph in which degree of every vertex is greater than or equal to n by 2, then definitely the graph will have Hamilton cycle, right? So this is a sufficient condition. So what is sufficient condition mean? It means that, see, if this is there, it is enough. You need not check for anything. If all the vertices are having a degree of at least n by 2, then this condition is sufficient to say that the graph is Hamiltonian. But it does not say that if a graph is not having this property, it is not Hamiltonian. No. For example, if you see this graph, let us say this graph, a graph having 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 10 nodes, right? Now in this graph there is Hamiltonian cycle, which means this graph is Hamiltonian, but then degree of every vertex is not 5, isn't it? Therefore even if this condition fails, still a graph can be Hamiltonian. But if this condition is holding on a graph, then definitely that graph is Hamiltonian. Therefore it is sufficient and not necessary. Got it? Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.